So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and this is Lena Thorul, Jungle Princess Part 2. Lena becomes the scourge of lawbreakers. Yurta, overturn the canoe. The evil ones wish to trap our jungle brothers. Poachers, but the Jungle Princess is ordering those crocodiles to dump them in the river. We'll nab them when they come ashore. Then one day at the edge of the pool of quicksand, help, I'm sinking, get me out of here. Cabre, pull him out with the jungle vine or he will die. The animals have very efficient language. Later, as the rescued man returns to his camp, I tell you, Burton, I was going down in the quicksand when the Jungle Princess somehow directed a gorilla to save me. Bah, that Jungle Princess is just a silly legend. Come on, help me move this leopard we just captured. But instants later, Urta, Ite, attack my brothers, free our friends. The Jungle Princess, she's ordering these gorillas to smash the leopard cage. As the hunters frighten off the gorillas with their rifles, the shot scared them away. Good grief, your bullet hit the girl. But the bullet has only creased Lena, and as she comes to, where am I? What happened? You were leading a band of jungle beasts when you were accidentally struck by the rifle bullet. I'm sorry, Jungle Princess. And the shock of the bullet has shattered her mental fog. Wait, it all comes back to me now. I'm Luthor's sister. When I discovered my brother was the world's worst criminal, I had a mental blackout and fled to the jungle. Listen, Princess, I saw you control those animals with your commands. I'll pay you $1,000 to return to civilization and perform those tricks in Metropolis Arena. It'll be the greatest act in history, and you'll get a whole $1,000. It's an interesting offer. I'm tired of jungle life. All right. I'll return to Metropolis with you. My secret will torment me no matter where I go. But in this costume, with my long hair, no one will remember me as Lena Thorul. I'll be able to escape the stigma of being identified as Luthor's sister. Soon as the long journey to civilization begins. Fantastic. The most savage beasts of the jungle are following her orders and boarding the riverboat. Yago Hob. I only use jungle language to encourage them. Actually, I give them my real commands by telepathy. Weeks later, Lena and her friends arrive at Metropolis Airport. Thousands of people have turned out to see me, but what would they say if they knew the exotic Jungle Princess is the sister of Lex Luthor, the world's most evil criminal scientist? Even Supergirl is on the scene, alert for possible trouble. Suddenly, that observation deck is overloaded with spectators. It's going to collapse. I'd better act fast. But in the next instance, the disaster is averted as Tora Yula. I don't think gorillas are that strong. The incredible. Those animals are supporting the platform with their mighty strength until the spectators can escape. Only 3 brief words, and those beasts performed a complicated task like that. Could that Jungle Princess have given those orders mentally? Wait, there's something familiar about her. She resembles my friend Lena Thorul. I better check on it. It can't be Lena. Lena wasn't wearing a animal print dress, and her hair is slightly longer. But next day at rehearsal, Supergirl challenges her friend. Yes, I'm Lena, but as Lex Luthor's sister, I can't live a normal life. Friendship, love, and marriage are not for me. As Jungle Princess, the circus is my world, and the animals my only friends. I'm sorry, Lena. I really don't think people will be blaming her for what her brother did. Later, Supergirl visits Luthor with the news. And because of me, poor Lena has cut herself off from the world. Oh, I ruined her life. You tried to protect her for years, Luthor. Bad as you are, I'll give you credit for that. Supergirl. Grief will drive me mad unless I bury myself in my work. But I need 2 rare elements for my plant experiments. Vitagron and Energite. Can you help me? They're found only on a distant planet, but I'll get you some. I wonder how he knows about them. After a quick journey through space, Supergirl returns. Those minerals are harmless, Warden. An examination with microscopic vision reveals that they won't dissolve metal or concrete, so Luthor can't use them to escape. That's what she thinks. That evening, Supergirl attends the Jungle Princess debut in her Linda Danvers identity. Fantastic. Though wild animals dread fire, Lena's ESP powers can coax them to leap through the flaming ring. But even in the midst of the performance, Lena is haunted by secret fears. Guards and police all over the arena. They're supposed to be watching the animals, but maybe they're here to watch me. Perhaps they know who I am. Oh. Suddenly, Lena is gripped by a nightmare of imagined guilt. That's her, Luthor's sister. You're his flesh and blood. You're as evil as he is. You'll turn to crime, too. It's just a matter of time. As Linda watches from the stands, no, no, I can't go on. I can't face it anymore. Uh-oh. It's time for the second act, but Lena's running toward the dressing room. I'll switch to Supergirl and see what this is all about. Changing her identity, Supergirl hurries backstage. Supergirl. I just couldn't continue. Everyone's eyes were watching me as if they knew my terrible secret. Please, could you take my place in the act? Of course. I'll do it for the sake of our friendship. Here, this program will explain what act comes next, and here's a spare costume you can wear. Since I resemble you so strongly, of course, no one will be aware of the switch. Meanwhile, in the rooftop garden of Metropolis Prison, I slipped away when the rest of the cons marched to supper, now to put my escape plan into operation. Supergirl doesn't know it, but those minerals she brought me make a powerful plant hormone when dissolved in water. Then, weirdly, my calculations were correct. The hormone is causing the vine to grow a dozen feet a minute. While I wait for the plant to reach the ground, I'll pick some of these flowers, but first I'll mask myself to keep from inhaling their scent. Moments later, Luthor climbs down the steep walls of Metropolis Prison. I always boasted no prison could hold me. These mutant flowers I grew will help me accomplish the task I must perform. Meanwhile, Supergirl is performing in disguise. And now the Jungle Princess will put her head inside the maw of the King of Beasts. Lena controls these creatures with her ESP power, but I can't. Lucky I'm invulnerable because his fangs are chewing at me right now. Then the climax. Unbelievable. That elephant could crush her. But at her command, he holds his foot a slight distance over her body. Well, they don't realize that beast is resting his enormous weight right on me. Only my invulnerability prevents me from being harmed. But as Supergirl hurries backstage after the act, Lena, I escaped from prison just so I could bring you these flowers for your debut. Excuse me, but I seem to have a cold. You made a mistake, Luthor. I'm Supergirl disguised in your sister's costume. You're coming back to prison with me. The scent of the flowers is supposed to have a weird effect on humans, but of course it can't work on Supergirl. Supergirl, please let me give these flowers to the real Lena before I go. I can let you do that much for the sister you love. As Luthor enters the dressing room, Supergirl makes a lightning switch. Lena, these are for you. This is the last time I'll bother you. You must forget me. What a strange odor. You must mean well, Lex, but please go. I never want to see you again. As Supergirl returns Luthor to prison, my mission was accomplished, Supergirl. Those flowers were a mutant of the ancient lotus, a variety whose odor causes one to forget all unpleasant memories permanently. Even those blooms will erase Lena's recollections about being your sister. And when Supergirl returns to the arena, Supergirl, something strange is going on here. I brought the Jungle Princess from Africa to perform here in the arena. But after her first show, she informed me that she's really your friend, Lena Thorul, and walked out on me. Oh, then Luthor's flowers really worked. Later in Lena's apartment, the last thing I recall was interviewing Luthor. When I woke, I was in a circus dressed in this costume. How do you explain this, Supergirl? It must have been amnesia, Lena. I'll tell the FBI the real story. By the way, in my report to the FBI, I'm going to recommend that they take away Luthor's plant hobby. He may use it for some evil plan. How ironic it was, that hobby which enabled Luthor to wipe away Lena's ugly memory of being his sister.